Good afternoon. In the last video, we have discussed how to do operations on irrational numbers and how to do rationalization. So now today we are going to do exercise 1.5 and 1.6 and finish this chapter. So I will tell you once again what is in this chapter. First of all, number systems, rational numbers, irrational numbers, then rational numbers and irrational numbers together called real numbers. Now in rational numbers, what all things you know, how to find out few numbers between two given rational numbers, then how to represent rational numbers on the number line, then how to change rational numbers into decimals and decimals into rational numbers, both terminating and non-terminating repeating decimals. This is what we have learned in the case of rational numbers. And without division, how will you check whether the rational number has terminating or repeating decimal representation? Then we have learned operations on irrational numbers. First of all, root 2 plus root 2 is 2 root 2. Then root 2 plus root 3 we cannot add because they are different. Then again multiplication, root 2 into root 2. This is important. Root 2 into root 2 we can is equal to 2 because root 2 is 2 raised to 1 upon 2 into 2 raised to 1 upon 2. It will become 2 raised to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 is equal to 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2 only. So root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2. Root 3 into root 3 is equal to 3. Root 5 into root 5 is equal to 5 and so on. Again, if it is root 2 and root 3, root 2 into root 3, we can combine and write, we can write root 6 because this is 2 raised to 1 upon 2 into 3 raised to 1 upon 2. It is 6 raised to 1 upon 2 which is equal to root 6. So like this we can combine and write root 2 into root 3, root 6, etc. This already we discussed. Then we came to rationalization. What is the importance of rationalization? See, when we simplify expressions involving root sign, in the denominator if there is root sign, it is difficult to find the value. I'll tell you one more example. Say 1 upon root 3 plus root 2. This we are asked to find the value of 1 upon root 3 plus root 2, and values of root 3 and root 2 approximately is given. Say 1.732 is root 3 and 1.414 is root 2 approximately. Actual value we cannot find out. Then also after putting the value, division and all difficult. But if we rationalize this one, then it will become easy to calculate. Say for example, see rationalization also, there can be a monomial or a binomial. If it is binomial, then you have to multiply by its conjugate. It is called conjugate. If it is in the form a plus b, multiply by a minus b. If it is in the form a minus b, multiply by a plus b. So this is in the form a plus b, so we will multiply both numerator and denominator by a minus b. Root 3 minus root 2. Numerator will be root 3 minus root 2 upon. It is in the form a plus b into a minus b. Second chapter we have learned identities, and this one is third identity, a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So root 3 the whole square minus root 2 the whole square. Again this is equal to root 3 minus root 2 upon 3 minus 2 is equal to root 3 minus root 2 upon 1. Now it is easy to substitute the value. You just put the value of root 3 or root 2 and subtract, you will get value of this expression. So this is a one purpose of learning rationalization of the denominator. Because if you in higher classes, if you study physics, chemistry and all, lots of numbers involving these irrational numbers will be there. So it is easy to simplify. Now what I will do, I will do one more question of rationalization. Rationalization also two cases. One, if the denominator is just a monomial, directly multiply by that. If it is 1 upon root 2, then multiply both numerator and denominator by root 2. Root 2 is equal to root 2 upon 2. Question is, rationalize the denominator of the following. Now second case, if it is binomial, just like last question, say it is root 7 plus root 5 upon root 7 minus root 5. Question is, rationalize the denominator of this one. So first step, look at the denominator, whether it is in the form a plus b or a minus b. If it is in the form a minus b, multiply by a plus b. If it is in the form a plus b, multiply by a minus b. So this will become root 7 plus root 5 upon root 7 minus root 5. Now what is the denominator? Root 7 minus root 5. It is in the form a minus b. So we will multiply by a plus b. Root 7 plus root 5. Root 7 plus root 5. Now this is same things are multiplied twice. So root 7 plus root 5 the whole square upon denominator a minus b into a plus b. Third identity, a square minus b square, square of the first term, root 7 square minus root 5 square, square of the second term. Now numerator, I am going to expand by using first identity, a plus b the whole square is equal to a square root 7 the whole square plus b square root 5 the whole square plus 2 into first term into second term, root 7 into root 5 upon root 7 square, root 7 into root 7, 7 minus root 5 into root 5, 5. So we get this one. Now next step, if you can simplify, root 7 square, 7 plus 5 plus 2. Now root, same root, so you can multiply the numbers, 35 upon 2. Again this is equal to 12 plus 2 root 35 upon 2. Now in the numerator, this is multiple of 2, this there also 2 is there. So we can take out 2 common and cancel 2 outside. From 12, if 2 goes, 6 is left. Multiplication only. Plus from 2 root 35, 2 is gone. So root 35 upon 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Answer is 6 plus root 35. So like this you will get the answer. So rationalization, there are two cases when the denominator is monomial and when the denominator is a binomial. If it is monomial, directly multiply. If it is binomial, if it is in the form a plus b, multiply by a minus b. If it is in the form a minus b, multiply by a plus b. Multiply both numerator and denominator. Now we will start with exercise. See, classify the following. Exercise 1.5, question number 1. All these questions discussed, so we'll go quickly. See, first one, classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. Say, question number 1, first part, 2 minus root 7. cannot be simplified. Root sign remains there. So it is irrational. You cannot simplify. Second one, say 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Let us try to simplify. Open the bracket. 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. This is getting cancelled. So we are getting 3 only. See, 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So root 23 minus root 23 cancelled. Only 3 left. And what is 3? Rational. Then third one. See, 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. Try to simplify. It is just like 2x upon 7x. X and x can be cancelled. 2 upon 7. So root 7 and root 7, because multiplication. In between is multiplication only. 2 into root 7 upon 7 into root 7. Root 7 and root 7 cancel. We get 2 upon 7 rational. Then fourth part, 1 upon root 2. We know that it is irrational. Still, if you want, you can check by rationalization also. Into root 2, into root 2, we get root 2 upon 2. Again, rational only. Then last one, 2 pi. Now we have learned that pi is an irrational number. Why pi is an irrational number? Pi is the quotient of circumference of a circle or perimeter of a circle and diameter, C upon D. Pi is equal to C upon D, but still it is an irrational number. What is the reason? It is because the circumference of a circle we cannot find out exactly. If it is a line segment, we can measure it by using scale or using a tape or using divider. With the help of divider we can find its length. But if it is a curved line, there is no way to find out correct length. That is why pi, the ratio of circumference and diameter, is considered as an irrational number, a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. So 2 into pi, 2 pi is again irrational. See, if there is rational and irrational part, and if the irrational part are not getting cancelled, it will be considered as irrational number only. Say 2 root 2, it is irrational only. If there is no number with root or irrational part is not there, then it is considered as rational number. Now second one, simplify each of the following. Say first one, question number 2, 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. You have to just simplify only. Open the bracket. First we will multiply 3 into 2 plus root 2 plus then root 3 into 2 plus root 2. We will multiply both the terms in the second bracket by each term in the first bracket. First we are going to multiply by 3, then we are going to multiply by root 3. Now 3 2s are 6 plus 1 is rational and 1 is irrational. You cannot multiply, but we don't put any multiplication sign. Plus again 2 into root 3 or root 3 into 2, 2 root 3. Always we write first rational part and then irrational part. Then root 3 into root 2, root 6. So this is a simplification. We cannot simplify further. If it was 3 root 2 and this also 2 root 2, then we could add. But here one is root 2 and one is root 3, so we cannot simplify it further. Now second one, 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. So it is directly in the form of the third identity. So a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So 3 the whole square minus root 3 the whole square. 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. Next one, simple only, direct application of the identity. Third one is root 5 plus root 2 the whole square. So it is in the form of first identity, square of the first term root 5 the whole square plus square of the second term root 2 the whole square plus 2 into root 5 into root 2. So this is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Root 5 into root 5 is 5 plus root 2 into root 2 is 2 plus 2 root 10. Or the answer is 7 plus 2 root 10. See once again, root 5 plus root 2 the whole square. Square of the first term plus square of the second term plus 2 into first term into second term. So square of root 5, 5, square of root 2, 2, 2 into root 5 into root 2, root 10. So 5 and 2 can be added, 7 plus 2 root 10. One more part is there, same only. See, root 5 minus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2. We did these type of questions. Again, third identity, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So root 5 square 5 minus root 2 square 2 is equal to 3. It is in the form a plus b into a minus b or a minus b into a plus b. Then the identity says a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So root 5 the whole square minus root 2 the whole square, 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. Now next two questions. Next question is pi is defined as c upon d. Then why is it an irrational number? Means pi is the quotient of circumference of a circle and diameter. Still it is considered as it is a contradiction. You may get confused. Then see, circumference is a number, then diameter is again another number, and one number upon another number. How can it be a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal? The reason is we cannot find out the correct value of circumference of a circle. This you will learn later in detail. Okay. Then next one, represent root 9.3 on the number line. For the time being, it is not in the course. See, otherwise also this representation of this root 9.3 and all, it is we'll do it if for just for understanding we'll do it. For the time being, I'm not giving it in the course because construction online teaching, it won't be easy, but other construction we can do, but still this one, but we'll be doing it later. I'll be explaining. I will wait till September. If the school is reopening, then we'll do on the board in the classroom. Otherwise I'll explain it, but it won't be coming for the examination for the time being. Then rationalize the denominator of the following. Last question of this exercise. Rationalize the denominator of the following. First one, see, 1 upon root 7. Question number 5. First one. 1 upon root 7 is equal to 1 upon root 7 into root 7 into root 7 is equal to root 7 upon 7. If it is monomial, multiply both numerator and denominator by the same. The question is rationalize the denominator. So we know that root 7 into root 7 is 7. So we'll multiply 7, then automatically the root sign will get removed. Now second one. 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. So we will multiply both numerator and denominator by, it is in the form a minus b. So we'll multiply by root 7 plus root 6, root 7 plus root 6. You cannot just multiply the denominator. If you are multiplying denominator, multiply numerator also. So 1 into this is root 7 plus root 6 upon, it is in the form third identity a plus b into a minus b, root 7 the whole square minus root 6 the whole square. So answer is root 7 plus root 6 upon 7 minus 6, or root 7 plus root 6 upon 1. So if look at the question once again, denominator is root 7 minus 6, root 7 minus root 6, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by root 7 plus root 6, then we will simplify, we get this one using third identity. Now third one, 1 upon root 5 plus root 2. So we will multiply both numerator and denominator by root 5 minus root 2, root 5 minus root 2. If it is in the form a plus b, you have to look at the denominator only. And if it is in the form a plus b, multiply by a minus b. And if it is in the form a minus b, multiply by a plus b. So root 5 minus root 2 upon root 5 the whole square minus root 2 the whole square. So the answer is root 5 minus root 2 upon, I am going to write directly, what is root 5 square? 5. And what is root 2 square? 2. What is 5 minus 2? 3. So this is the answer. Root 5 minus root 2 upon 3. Now the last question. See, simple questions only. 1 upon root 7 minus 2. So denominator is whether root sign or not, it is a binomial. So we will multiply both numerator and denominator by root 7 plus 2. Root 7 plus 2. Now numerator will become root 7 plus 2 upon denominator a plus b into a minus b, root 7 the whole square minus 2 the whole square. So it will become root 7 plus root 2 upon, what is root 7 square? 7. And what is 2 square? 4. So root 7 plus root 2 upon 3 is the answer. So like this rationalization you can do. So number of questions we can do. In the book few questions are given. I will give assignment, in that I will give more questions. You can try. So what is the condition? First one is, if you look at the denominator, if it is monomial, multiply by the same. If it is binomial, and if it is in the form a plus b, multiply by a minus b. And if it is in the form a minus b, multiply by a plus b. So like that we can find out. Then now next is exponents. Last exercise is very simple only, so I am going to complete it just now. Laws of exponents we have learned last year. If the bases are the same and operation is multiplication, we'll add the powers. See, First one is a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. If the bases are the same and operation is multiplication, we'll add the powers. Then second one, a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. If the bases are the same and operation is division, then we'll subtract the powers. Then a raised to m the whole raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. Then if the power of power is taken, powers will get multiplied. Then a raised to 0 is equal to 1, condition a not equal to 0. Then again a raised to m into b raised to m. We can combine and write a into b the whole raised to m. Is all we have learned. Just recall. Then if the power is negative, we can say 3 upon a upon b the whole raised to minus 1. We can change the negative sign of the power by taking reciprocal. So b upon a the whole raised to 1 or just b upon a. Same only, say p upon q the whole raised to minus n. Suppose there is power and if it is negative, then take reciprocal of p upon q. Q upon p the whole raised to n. So these are the few laws of exponents we'll be using. Only one or two will be using in this exercise. It is very simple only. See, if the bases are the same and operation is multiplication, powers will get added. If bases are the same, operation is division, powers will get subtracted. If power of power is taken, powers will get multiplied. And any number raised to 0 is 1 except 0. Then if the powers are same, you can put in a bracket and write them. And if the power is negative, we can change it into positive by taking reciprocal. So these are the important, we will do it when we do questions. I'll tell you once again. Now if you are asked to find out, say, square root of a number or cube root of a number, there are what we do, we factorize. Say for example, if we know, say, square root of 25, we are asked to find out, or so we'll factorize, we'll make pairs of factors. Now we can change into exponent and you can also find out. See, this we can write 5 raised to 25 raised to 1 upon 2, because this we have learned in the last class. We have learned that every surd or every rational number in the form of surds can be changed into exponents. Root, if it is square root raised to power 1 upon 2, if it is cube root raised to power 1 upon 3, if it is fourth root raised to power 1 upon 4, and so on. So first I changed into exponent. Now see, this can be simplified only if I can write 25 as square of some number, because here it is 2. So the power of that number also should be 2. Then only we can simplify. So in the place of 25, I am going to write 5 square the whole raised to 1 upon 2. Now law says a raised to m the whole raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. So this will become 5 raised to 2 into 1 upon 2, cancel, we get 5. See, if I am giving 36 raised to 1 upon 3, this question cannot be simplified, because I cannot write 36 as power of with power 3 of some number. But if it is 2, I can simplify it. See, 36 raised to 1 upon 3 we cannot simplify. This can be simplified only if 36, simplify means you cannot simplify and get a rational number. In many cases we try to get rational numbers. See, 36 cannot be written as a number with power 3. So we cannot simplify. But if the question is 36 raised to 1 upon 2, we can easily simplify, because I will write in the place of 36 6 square, because 6 square is 36, all raised to 1 upon 2. Same law, 6 raised to 2 into 1 upon 2, cancel, is equal to 6. So this is the basic law we will be using. So we will be writing the given base as an exponent with same power, the power which is given, denominator of the, see, we'll do book questions, simple questions only. Say exercise 1.6, say question number 1, first part, 64 raised to 1 upon 2. So you have to look at this number. 64 is the square of which number? 8. So we'll write 8 square the whole raised to 1 upon 2. 8 raised to 2 into 1 upon 2, cancel, 8 is the answer. This, suppose it is given 64 raised to, I am writing one question extra. Suppose it is written 64 raised to 1 upon 3. Still we can simplify. So because 64 is cube of 4. So 4 cube the whole raised to 1 upon 3 is equal to 4 raised to 3 into 1 upon 3. 3 gets cancelled, 4. So like this we can simplify if it can be expressed with the same power. Otherwise you cannot simplify. Now see, second part. These are all simple only. I am going to do 32nd one. 32 raised to 1 upon 5 is equal to, so 32 is fifth power of which number? See, 32, 2, 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. So 5 times 2. So 2 raised to 5, the whole raised to 1 upon 5. 2 raised to 5 into 1 upon 5 gets cancelled, 2. We get the answer 2 only. Now third one. See, 125 raised to 1 upon 3. So 125 is the cube of 5. 5 cube the whole raised to 1 upon 3. 5 raised to 3 into 1 upon 3. 3 gets cancelled. 5 is the answer. Now question number 2. Nine raised to, first one, same only, 9 raised to 3 by 2. Now you look at the denominator only. 9 is the square of 3. So 3 square the whole raised to 3 by 2. Again 3 raised to 2 into 3 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. 3 cube. 3 into 3 into 3. What is 27? See once again. Here all for the fractional power the numerator was 1 only. Now here it is 3. So little difference. First you will look at the denominator only. 9 is the square of which number? 3. So 3 square the whole raised to 3 by 2. 3 raised to power of power. Powers will get multiplied. So 3 raised to 2 into 3 by 2. 2 gets cancelled. 3 cube will get. 3 cube means 3 to be multiplied 3 times. 3 into 3 into 3, 27. Then second part, 32 raised to 2 by 5. Just now we have seen 32 is 2 raised to 5. So 2 raised to 5, the whole raised to 2 by 5. 2 raised to 5 into 2 by 5. This is 2 square is equal to 4 is the answer. Now next one, third one is 16 raised to 3 by 4. 16 raised to 3 by 4. Which numbers raised to power 4 is 16? That is again 2 only. 2 raised to 4 is 16. The whole raised to 3 by 4. 2 raised to 4 into 3 by 4. 4 gets cancelled. 2 cube. 2 into 2. Sorry. 2 into 2 into 2. That is 8. So see once again, all direct simplification only. You have to look at the, in all these cases the power is a fraction. So first we have to look at the denominator of the fraction. Then with the same power you have to express that number. Then the powers will get cancelled. Then you can simplify. See, last one is fourth part is 125 the whole raised to minus 1 upon 3. So 125 is the cube of 5. So 5 cube the whole raised to minus 1 upon 3. 5 raised to 3 into minus 1 upon 3. 3 gets cancelled. So we get 5 raised to minus 1. Now this is the answer, but we never leave the answer with negative sign, negative power. So we will change it. This is 5 upon 1, take reciprocal. It is 1 upon 5 raised to power 1 or 1 upon 5. Because if the power is negative, we will take reciprocal to change the sign. Now last question, question number 3. Simplify. Say first one, 2 raised to 2 by 3 into 2 raised to 1 upon 5. Now if here the multiplication sign only, now bases are the same, so first law, powers will get added. So 2 raised to 2 by 3 plus 1 upon 5. So you have to add by taking LCM. LCM is 15. 2 raised to 15, 3 5s are, 5 2s are 10 plus 5 3s are 15. So 3 1s are 3. So answer is 2 raised to 13 upon 15. Check once again. 2 raised to 2 by 3 into 2 raised to 1 by 5. Now if bases are the same and operation is multiplication, powers will get added. So 2 by 3 plus 1 upon 5. Take LCM, 3 and 5 15. 3 5s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 1 3s are 3. So 13 upon 15 will get this one. Now second one, 1 upon 3 raised to 3 the whole raised to 7. See here in this case very simple only. See 1 upon 3 raised to 3 is same as 1 upon 3 the whole raised to 3 the whole raised to 7. Because if we give any power, if you multiply 1 any number of times, the answer is 1 only. So 1 you can give any power. At present the power is only for 3. But there is nothing wrong if I give 1 also power 3. So I am going to write 1 upon 3 the whole raised to 3 the whole raised to 7. Now power of powers will get multiplied. 1 upon 3 the whole raised to 3 into 7 or 1 upon 3 the whole raised to 21. Now 21 times you don't need to multiply. So you will leave the answer with power only. If the power is 4 or 3 or 4, then you can simplify. Beyond that you can leave in exponential form. Now second last question. Say 11 raised to 1 upon 2 upon 11 raised to 1 upon 4. Now a rule says a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. So here division only, upon or division sign same only. So this will become 11 raised to 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. Now taking LCM you have to subtract, you will get the answer. So 11 raised to LCM is 4, 2 minus 1. So answer is 11 raised to 1 upon 4. Question is 11 raised to 1 upon 2 upon 11 raised to 1 upon 4. Since it is division, we will subtract the powers. So 11 raised to 1 upon 2 minus 11 raised to 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. Take LCM, 4, 2 2s are 4, so 2 minus 1 will get, and 2 minus 1 is 1, so 11 raised to 1 upon 4. So last one more question is left, simple only. Question is 7 raised to 1 upon 2. This is fourth part into 8 raised to power 1 upon 2. Now the rule says a raised to m into b raised to m is equal to ab the whole raised to m. So we can combine, since the powers are the same and operation is multiplication, we can put with the same power, one single power. So 7 into 8 the whole raised to 1 upon 2 is equal to 56 raised to power 1 upon 2. If 56 was a perfect square, we could simplify. If it was 49 or if it was 25, if it was 36, then we could simplify. We cannot write 56 as square of some number. So you cannot simplify this further. So the answer is 56 raised to 1 upon 2 only. So this chapter is over. You have to go through this chapter. Rationalization is simple only. No need to get confused. You can easily do. Then exponents, simple few questions, just revision of those laws of exponents which you have learned in 8th and 7th standard is given. We can do it easily. Now next class we will start with coordinate geometry. It is a small chapter, so we will be able to complete in maybe one class. That is enough and more. Okay. So revise, and if you have any problem in any question, you can write in the chat box, then I can explain it again. Okay.